Good afternoon everyone and welcome to County Hall. My name is Lindsay Denyer and I am the Head of Member Services and Elections here at the Council, and today I'm the Deputy Returning Officer for these elections. Unfortunately, our Returning Officer, Dr Helen Patterson, is unable to be here today, but she's asked me to pass on her congratulations to all of the candidates who have stood today in both the Youth Parliament and the Youth Cabinet elections. Standing in an election at any level takes great courage. You may have personally not got the result that you wanted here today. However, I hope that the experience was really positive and that should you wish to do so, you will put your name forward to stand again in any future elections. Having only joined the elections team in the summer of last year, this will be the first election that I have declared the result, and I'm really delighted that this will be for the Youth Parliament and the Youth Cabinet. I'm encouraged that so many of our schools and young people are taking an active part in youth participation in local and national government. Before I announce the results, I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who has been involved and who has made today possible. From the young people, their parents and guardians, the teachers and school administrators involved. I would also like to thank the volunteers who have given up their time to count the votes. I would also like to thank the elections team who have ensured that the process was fair and transparent, and to Ben Sanderson, who sits behind me and who you'll hear from in a moment, for the months of planning and hard work that ensured that yesterday and today was a huge success. And I'd now like to pass over to Ben, who will say a few words before I declare the results. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. As you've heard, my name's Ben Sanderson, and I have the privilege to work every year with our Youth Cabinet and Youth Parliament members. I've been fortunate to have that privilege for a number of years now, and every year it excites me to be able to be here and be part of this election process. This is a great way for young people to be part of that democratic process and to put forward the voice of young people from across the county. Every year we hold these elections, and this year no different. This year we'll be electing 6 young people to Youth Cabinet and 2 young people to Youth Parliament. Okay, so for those of you who are successful today, brilliant, you've done an amazing job. But for those of you who haven't got the result you wanted today, don't be disheartened about that, because getting to this point is part of that journey for you. You've already put yourselves forward, explained what you stand for, and put yourself out to be voted in. That is a huge achievement in its own half, okay? So don't be disheartened about what the result is today. This year, there's been over 7,000 young people from across the county cast votes in the Youth Cabinet and the Youth Parliament elections. That's one of the highest results we've had ever within these elections. So feel proud and privileged of being part of that. That represents about 32% turnout, for those of you who like numbers, of those young people who were able to vote have actually taken part in it this year. And that is a tremendous turnout result. So lastly, for those of you who are elected, okay, at the end of today, I'd like to have a quick catch up with you, okay? There's the obligatory forms that we'll need to fill in, okay? So at the end of today's event, if you can just come down to the front, we'll have some photographs and we'll do some paperwork and I'll explain the next steps. But as I've said, those of you who aren't successful and don't get the results you want today, don't be disheartened. There's going to be loads of opportunities throughout the rest of your life to get your voice across and your point put forward. So at this point, I'm going to hand back and we'll have the official declaration.
Thanks, Ben. So, I, Lindsay Denyer, the Deputy Returning Officer at the election of members of the UK Youth Cabinet for Northumberland, held on the 28th of February 2024, do hereby give notice that the number of votes recorded for each candidate at the election is as follows. William Craft, 733. Ralph Davies, 1,042. Courtney Kirby, 1,301. Caroline Peddy, 739. Toby Piper Lewins, 2,392. Carsten Craig Rowland, 432. And I do hereby declare that William Craft, Ralph Davies, Courtney Kirby, Caroline Peddy, Toby Piper-Lewins and Carsten Craig Rowland are duly elected for the UK Youth Cabinet for Northumberland. I, Lindsay Denyer, the Deputy Returning Officer at the election of members of the UK Youth Parliament for Northumberland held on the 28th of February 2024, do hereby give notice that the number of votes recorded for each candidate at the election is as follows. Ruby Bully, 197. Marley Lewis Churchill, 518. Holly Cole, 89. Freya Gill, 308. Finley Gooch, 553. Alfie Henderson, 244. Joe Hillier, 242. Luella Jones, 156. Joe Leyland, 2,372. Joseph Loftus, 250. Willow Rose Mallon, 159. John Marcon, 205. Emma McMain, 127. Ian Pickett, 215. Toby Piper-Lewins, 438. Carsten Craig Rowland, 140. Isabella Samples, 523. And I do hereby declare that Finley Gooch and Joe Leyland are duly elected as deputies for the UK Youth Parliament for Northumberland. Thank you. So that now concludes the formal declarations. I would like to congratulate the successful candidates and, in a moment, invite them to join me at the front of the chamber so we can take some pictures. For those of you who have not been successful, you should be extremely proud of your achievements here today. Once again, thank you to everyone involved, both here and in the schools and the wider community who have taken part. And before I invite the successful candidates up to join me, I'd like to hand over to our Deputy Leader of the Council, Councillor Richard Wearmouth, who is also the portfolio holder for elections here at the Council.
Thank you, Lindsay. And before I just say a few things to all of the candidates and those who have been successful and those that haven't, thank you to Lindsay and to Ben for all of the work that they've done, because there's an awful lot of work that goes into elections behind the scenes to making sure that papers get out, that you officiate over the count properly, that you present it properly. Would you believe that if we get the words wrong in a general election, that we can actually be challenged? So even just the words that Lindsay has to say are really important when it comes to the result. As introduced, I'm the Deputy Leader of the Council, Richard Wearmouth. This is my council ward here at Morpeth Kirkhill, and I welcome you all to County Hall. It takes a huge amount of courage to put yourself forward for election, and so can I thank everybody who's taken part in this election. As someone who for many years stood for election and lost, I know exactly what that feels like, and it's not a great feeling, but it can spur you on, and I would urge all of you that haven't been victorious in the election today, that you take from this a boost and say, right, I'm going to make sure I do even better next time, that I make a connection with the people that I want to represent, because there is no more exciting thing in terms of something that you can do in your life than be a politician. I guarantee it. And I've got colleagues in the back there from my county council colleagues chuckling away there. But if you'd said to me when I was your age that this week I would have been down in the House of Commons, in the House of Lords, making the case for getting investment here into Northumberland, that last week, I think it was, we would be sitting here as a collection of 67 councillors discussing our budget, which is around about 800 million every year here in the County Council, that we spend on all sorts of things, from adult social care through your schools, and a big school investment plan that's going on here. The big boost that we've had here in terms of performance in your schools, which we're grateful to you and to all of your teachers and parents that we've driven that improvement here in Northumberland. You know, those things are what really makes a difference to our county, and it is, I honestly say, great fun. When it comes to the work that you'll be doing, those of you who have been successful, it is again really important, really valued by the county councillors and everybody here at County Hall. It's a great way for us to understand exactly what young people are thinking, and all I would urge that when you're sharing that feedback is that you talk to as many of your friends and others in school, so that we can get a good message and a good understanding of what it is that's important to young people here in Northumberland. So again, congratulations to those who've been victorious, commiserations to those who are going to try again next time, I'm sure, and in the future. So thank you very much, and with that I think we're going to do, is it a few photographs, Ben? Yeah, excellent.